because a lot of Hans love this car. So I think we might just give it another perspective for all the gents. And you might consider buying it. And when we tell you how much this thing will cost, got top spec.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. I can't wait. Let's actually go check it out. Right?
Yeah, can I come in and talk a little bit more about the front?
Let's check it out.
You will go at the back?
Yeah.
Fire.
Sure. Hey, hey,
fire. Rishab, how's the action yana Louis?
It's action. What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to it. This is, of course, episode 12 for Podcast and Ride. My name is Intlizi.
My name is Nugtilambele.
Yes, and we're here together to get into all things cars, man.
Right.
And guess where we are today?
Right? This is home, guys.
Yeah.
This is home. Renault has taken us in as if Rabana Babon. They were like, come here.
Exactly.
So we're at Renault today in Bryanston.
Yes. Come check them out. The dealership was quite cool, man. It's quite big and they have all ranges of cars, but we'll talk about that a bit later, right?
Yeah.
I think one thing that we really need to start with is, of course, Riky.
Oh, yeah, paying respect to the real ones that, we've lost over the past couple of weeks, I think we're losing such big gems, man.
Yeah.
Not only in the music space, but as a whole, So, I mean, we know that Riky was quite a car fanatic.
Yeah,
I mean, he had some sick ass rides.
Exactly. And he was always like standing in front of a car, taking pictures in front of a car. I mean, be it Porsches, I've seen Raris, I've seen, I think there was a Mustang that he was posing in front of. So there's even a trending video that he did with Uncle Waffles.
Oh yeah.
While they were dancing in front of a Defender. So
that's dope.
His content always integrated cars at one point. So
I know he was
cars
also
was
pretty close. He was also very close with Tariq.
Yeah.
Tariq from
I just know it's in Weinberg.
But I mean, even with his like
you know how to
music
get there, bruh.
we know the name of the owner. Okay, that's the only thing that's important. But I mean, like the music videos, the content was dope. He delivered car-wise, he delivered, and everything was just like top notch.
Yeah.
So we're going to miss seeing some of those gems, man. But we still have like the music videos and all the memories.
Just to remember him.
Yeah.
Man. Riky, rest in peace. I've interviewed him a couple of times.
Oh, yeah,
and whenever I interview him, he's always like chill.
GQ boys.
I've done GQ, but also radio as well. I've done a lot of interviews with Riky.
Yeah.
And he was always very chill, dog. He was always very accommodating. And I start to see like a trend where everyone was always like, Riky has always been friendly. He's always a friendly guy, bro.
Oh,
and
extremely.
Man, my heart is really, really broken because, we know mental health is an issue here in South Africa. I was actually looking at statistics in South Africa that I think every day just about 23 people commit suicide every single day. That's probably like one person an hour.
Yeah.
And those are undocumented. There's still some undocumented suicides that people don't talk about. You know what I mean? And men are 4 times more likely to actually commit suicide than women in South Africa. So it's a huge pandemic in our country, and it's very, very sad. And I know I'm one person who's also had a problem with facing my depression and all that shit. So dog, it's heartbreaking.
Out,
so
guys.
Riky, thank you for what you've given to us. I think for me, he's a legend, and we'll always remember him, man. And to all those struggling with depression,
in so many ways.
And to all those struggling with depression, guys, just keep going. You'll be fine. Hopefully.
And as much as we're a car, platform, but we really also just like to make sure that we're all good. We can't only just be checking up on each other in terms of things that we like, the steez and the what, but we also like just knowing that we're helping each other keep in check.
I mean, I'll
all
call
the
you
time.
and I'll ask you, hey, how are you doing?
Mara, you call me after that, and then you don't just call me just to call me.
But I do.
Anyway,
wow.
Moving on to other deeper news. The past week, actually, since this entire, outbreak that we've had between Russia, you know what? Actually, to be honest, I don't know how I think I think the drivers, I'm talking about the Formula One drivers in this case. The Formula One drivers were very loud about them not wanting to partake in the Russian Grand Prix, which is happening in September later on this year. Was supposed to, ne?
Yeah.
So personally, because Nakinali issue vele FIA, because I was already like on some these ones, they might just say no, this thing is gonna continue. But I'm very proud. I'm very proud of Formula One for actually just like retracting and pulling out of having the Grand Prix happen in Russia later on.
And I actually saw someone retweet today the other days like, please find here attached for your consideration, and then Bashapa Kailami, and they put Kailami there. So
Really? But I mean, are they not planning on coming next
they're
year?
planning on coming next year, ne?
Yeah, next year, 2023.
So
hopefully everything will be
they'll come
intact
through,
and ready for
unless we bomb Lesotho.
But
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Lesotho, that's my homeland.
Then they're not gonna come.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But it's serious. I mean, we've not just as a country, but the whole world is facing major hiccups right now, man.
And the reality is that we've seen that petrol's gonna go up as well. We're looking by the end of the year, probably even halfway through the year, we're looking at around 25 Rand. That's how hectic it's been, because like crude oil prices are on their all-time high. It's a mess. So all I'm gonna say is petrol is a luxury, chief. You know what they need to put? Go Diamond Walk, go Sentin, a petrol station.
Why?
So they can have Gucci, Louis Vuitton, petrol station. That's how expensive it is.
Is it
a lie though? Is it a lie though? But anyway, it's all about new drops. I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? Because we're standing in between really cool cars. The Clio 5 recently been launched, and I got a little bit of a test drive before we actually did the review.
Okay.
And yeah.
How does it? What's your take on it so far?
Look, for me,
from what you experienced,
the Renault Clio, it has matured.
Okay.
In terms of how it looks on the inside, how it feels. I know they adjusted the suspension a bit, but we'll talk about it with the review. But it honestly feels mature. It looks beautiful.
It looks really good.
I'm excited about it.
Really
and
good.
It's a bit more. It's like, I love the headrests.
Yeah.
I want to go in and look. Guys, can we look at the headrests?
Aesthetically,
it's amazing. And you know what? It's nice for a car to look amazing on the outside. But for me, what really tests the beauty of a car is the inside. Because you spend more time on the inside of the car than outside. You know what I mean? So for me, it really delivers. And I think in terms of pricing, you guys are going to be happy because top spec thing is nice in the price. So I'm excited about that. But we'll talk about it a little bit later.
We've got a nice review.
We got a nice review. We got a nice review. Yeah. So it's time for us to talk about car drops. No, it's not yet.
It's not yet. Clearly, we're not loved like MacG. At this point, it's fine.
Which one are we? You know what I mean? But anyway, it seems like a lot of cars have been dropping, especially in South Africa. Last week, they launched the Ford Raptor.
Okay.
You know, guys, they are bakkies, ne? They are bakkies. And then there's the Ford Raptor.
It's in its own league.
There's there are bakkies, bakkies. And then there's the Ford Raptor.
Yeah, no.
The Ford Raptor is on a league of its own. It's on a league of its own. They actually they haven't announced the pricing yet, but I know it's going to be made. It's being made. It's not made here in South Africa, but we know the Ford Ranger is made here in Silverton in Pretoria. But they make the Raptor overseas. You're looking at 292 kilowatts.
Ooh.
And I mean, honestly, I remember the Amarok was 190, and at one point that was one of the fastest and the biggest engines. But now 292 kilowatts, that's a lot of power.
It is.
And the nice thing about it is that they've actually even put in modes where you can press it and then the exhaust goes blah, 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 blah. Oh,
it gives you that beastly thing, the presence, thing.
Dude, I'm excited about it.
That thing, even on the road, like it demands attention.
Amazing.
It demands.
I love the matrix lights, LED lights that are there. It's honestly, they haven't released the pricing yet, but apparently it's coming into South Africa next year.
Nice.
But I'm very, very excited about it. I can't wait to see it. And I'm excited about that.
And of course, we're gonna get an opportunity to
we're
have like a really
get to
nice
drive it and
review.
Yeah, man. Know? And they also launched the new C-Class, I think last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it actually looks looks amazing.
You want to Alfie more, like champagne, having a good time.
Yeah, definitely was living his best life. But I love it because it also includes a small electric booster that adds more kilowatts to it. It's a bit more adjusted, it's more anchored in terms of the vehicle itself. But here's the nice thing about it. Remember, hey, Mercedes? They basically are going to adapt it, to make sure that it will recognize your voice. So if Nanka Kenakamo Kulunyao and I'm used to and it's learned my voice, it's gonna know it's me. So it'll be like, what? I'll be like, hey Mercedes, like, what's up, Cheesy? How you doing? I'm kidding. And then when you come in, but funny enough, my name is the only one that the nickname becomes longer. My normal name is 5 letters. And then when you edit, it becomes longer. Because it's always easier than cheesy, Anyway. But now the thing about it is that they've only released the C220 and the C220D. Those are only variants that are available right now. So they haven't really said what we're going to see in terms of when we're going to see the C63 and obviously C350 or C43. I'm not sure about the C43. Don't quote me on that one. But they haven't even said. But I have the pricing.
Mercedes got the exclusive stuff, so
they actually call it the baby S-Class because they've honestly streamlined it from the S-Class, the powerful X-Class. They've kind of trickled it down, so it's like the entry level of the S-Class. So we're excited. So you have it starts at around the C200, starts at around 857,000 rand. And the C220D AMG line. And the AMG line means that the body looks like an AMG, but the engine is not, basically. So you're looking at 965,000 rand. So you're looking at a C220, you're looking at a meter, basically. So can you imagine the C350, the C63? It's going to be a mess.
It is.
But chances are, I can bet you now, Mercedes, it's going to be sold out.
It's going to be sold out, definitely, without a doubt.
Talking about another car that is selling very, very well. Last week I went to Gqeberha.
Oh yeah, I was
on the flight. I was living our best life. I was in Gqeberha, right? And we were launching the new Polo. Very, very exciting about it. We actually went to Kariga. It's the new Utenhague. You remember Utenhague? They've changed it. It's become Kariga now. Now they're just changing.
What's your take on the new Polo?
Okay, so I love it. People are fighting about it because of the pricing. But I'll tell you the pricing a bit later. You remember they used to have Comfort Line, Trend Line, and High Line. They've taken that away. They've changed it, right? So you have a basic Polo, and then you have what we call the Polo Life. And then you have, so what happened is that the Comfort Line and the Trend Line, you could get an R-Line version of them. But now they've taken that away and they've created the R-Line package in itself. Jeez. So you can't convert the Comfort Line or the Trend Line. You can't change it. It's basically the R-Line has its own package because obviously the R-Line is selling like hotcakes. So that's another thing. But a lot of people are fighting because of the price, guys. It starts at around 311,000 rand. For the Polo. And then you have the GTI.
A little bit steep.
And then
I understand. Personally, I understand. It's a little bit steep.
It's a little bit steep. People are saying that. And you have the GTI coming in at 489,000. But now here's the thing. It's not even, there's so many optional extras that you need to add in. You can't buy a GTI without a sunroof. People don't buy them. So that's an optional extra. The panoramic roof optional extra. There's so many optional extras. By the time you've kitted it the way you want, you'll be looking at over 550,000 for a Polo GTI, and people are fighting about it.
But that's the thing. There's a huge market for Polo GTIs. There's people that literally,
you know what I mean? But now the thing about it is that I drove it. And when you are at testing cars, you go, Papa. Go. And I'll be honest, it's very stable. It feels good. I love the Alcantara seat that they put in there, the two-tone feel. The infotainment system looks nice. We will review it though in the later stage, so we'll tell you a little bit more about it. But other than that, I really, really like it. I just didn't like their little plasticky feels about it. And the biggest thing, the Polo GTI, we always used to nothing.
It was it.
I was crying. Nothing. Nothing, dog. I was waiting for the pops and the bangs.
Hectic.
And, we used to rap, 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 rap.
Yeah,
I was just saying,
yeah.
poo. So the thing with me, is that I feel like if I'm gonna get one, I'll probably get an aftermarket system exhaust system to put it in. But also, it's also not in front. You wanna hear the engine, not outside of the exhaust system. You wanna hear that pop with the car itself. But it's not there, so I'm a bit underwhelmed by it. But other than that,
it's that exciting element to it.
It's not as exciting as it would be. But I understand because of regulations in the EU, a lot of issues have come in terms of the sound of the car.
I think also moving on with time, a lot of cars are going to start moving into that direction. So it's one of the things that we have to kind of get used to. I don't know if we are gonna get used to them because right?
Exactly.
So hopefully we'll get used to it.
So the aftermarket space is gonna grow. Because of that. But it's still Clio 5 day. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about
the But anyway, we've got a really funny, dope video that we want you guys to check out, and then we'll see you just after that.
Sure.
Injani nazi mani?
Kanandi kanjani?
Actually,
you know what's cool is that the video just played shows that you can never be too old, Papa. To enjoy a car, you know what I mean? So that's what's cool. That's what's cool. Anyway,
I love seeing these funny videos, man. I think it's gonna be a norm, guys. Every week, any funny car content, and if you see something that's really dope and you think that it would be really, really dope to have it here on the show, please share it with us. We'd also like to share it with everyone else. Yeah,
definitely, man. Like we're still at Renault Bryanston, and it's all about celebrating the Clio 5. And honestly, because it just recently dropped here in South Africa. Now we're hanging out in Renault Bryanston, right? And it is a beautiful dealership, but we're not hanging out alone. We're chilling with Masesi, and of course she's a sales representative from Renault Bryanston. It's a Renault, right?
It's Renault.
How do you pronounce it?
So it's written Renault, but it's pronounced Renault because it's French.
Renault.
You say it like a French. Renault. I love that. You have quite a big dealership, eh? Tell us a little bit more about it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is the flagship dealership. That's why it's the biggest in the country. And I mean, a whole lot happens here, and we're one of the top dealers in the country as well.
And now it's all about the Clio 5.
Beautiful Clio 5.
How's that doing? How's the response? What are people saying about it?
People are excited. I mean, there's a Clio culture out there, So the Clio 4 drivers are trading in. Some Megane drivers are trading in for the Clio 5. I mean, it's got amazing spec. It looks great. It brings that vava voom from the old days. It's doing pretty well.
Wow, that is amazing. And do you have your favorite car on the floor?
My favorite car, Renault, is definitely the Clio F1, which unfortunately we don't have at the moment. But that's always been my baby.
Wow. So you're a fast lady.
How are you drawn to it?
I love the speed.
Definitely.
And I love the fact that it only comes in a two-tone. It's black and with the yellow strip, and I love black.
Obviously.
That is amazing. So for anyone walking into the dealership, right, what can they expect? What can they expect to receive in terms of the service, and also what can they get from the floor as well?
Definitely a warm welcome, because I mean, I'm sure as you guys walked in here today, everybody's just greeting you. There's a vibe,
so kind,
yeah, there's just a vibe. The team is amazing, always laughing. What to expect in terms of our vehicles? We've got obviously the new Clio 5. We've got the Kaga, which we launched last year, which is doing exceptionally well. We've got the Quid, which is our little baby that everybody loves. And then we've got the Duster, our off-roading kind of vehicle, SUV. And we've got the Koleos, which is also like a more of a, elite brand for us.
That's amazing. Now, I get this a lot, right? In terms of questions about going to buy cars. Like, for someone who's coming to buy a car, what can you guide them on in terms of what to look out for, in terms of, and also some of the things that you need walking in, because some people just walk in just like, I want the car, but they don't know what is required for you to get financing and all that.
So, a first-time buyer is always scared. It's a very scary experience, and sometimes they're the first people in their family to purchase a vehicle. So when they do walk into the dealership, we provide as much information and make them feel at ease, and ask, their needs. What are they doing with the car? So we do like a needs analysis and find out what they'll be using the car for, how many passengers they need, that they're going to be in the car, how much traveling are they doing, and then we try and package something for them according to their needs. And obviously they would go through the finance house. What you would need for that, you need a 3 months bank statement, you need an ID, a driver's, and 3 months pay slips. And that's basically what you need, and then if the finance houses say yay, then it's yay. If they say no, then we do advise and say, this is what, come back in 3 months' time. This is how you can rectify your scoring or your credit profile. So we do advise them because, even though somebody doesn't buy today, they'll still buy in 2 or 3 months' time, as long as you made them feel at home and you explain to them how it works. Yeah.
That is amazing.
So nice. So warm.
And also, I think I want to find out from you as a lady selling cars, because I know people walk in and they're like, there's still a lot of guys who will know better about cars. And I mean, you've been in the industry for more than 10 years and you know quite a lot about cars. You know what I mean? How do you navigate around that perception that women don't know much about cars?
In this day and age, you still get that stigma, which is really, really sad. But I suppose that's why there's platforms for women to come to get to know what it's all about. But, people still walk in here and they ask for the manager and then be like, then they see a woman, then it's like, no, it's okay. But as you said, I've been in the industry for over 10 years. So for me, I don't take it personally. It's about educating people. It's about educating the men. And yes, I've been blessed enough to work for some amazing brands. I've worked for Renault for 4 years. I worked with VW and Audi for 8 years. I worked with BMW for a year. And I started my career with Peugeot. So I know a little bit about most of the vehicles that we currently have in our country. So it is intimidating sometimes for a man to be speaking to a woman who would understand and know what's going on. But I'm always learning. And in my team, we've got 2 other ladies who've been in the industry as well for 10 years. So women are in the industry. It's just that there's not enough platforms for women to talk about motoring.
And this is the platform where we support women. Trust. If there's anything we do.
And you're doing exceptionally well.
Thank you.
Outside of working for Renault, like what's your, as a woman in the car space, where do you see yourself like moving into?
Definitely to the next level, to become a dealer principal or go to head office and become a regional manager there. But I've been here for a while, so I'm not going anywhere. And I think, my own personal accolades speak for themselves, So, growing. And obviously, we're part of a woman in motoring culture where a lot of women come together to make sure that we grow each other, because it is a male-dominated industry. And you have to stay your path and make sure that you bring up other women. Don't just, because I was brought up by another woman in the industry, and I would not have done it with also some males who are like very pro women getting to the top. And look, the footprint of the industry has changed in the last 10 years. I mean, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have a female manager. You wouldn't have an African person who's a dealer principal. It was always different, but the footprint has definitely changed. And it will continue to change.
And if anyone wants to pull up, please tell us a little bit more about where the dealership is on social media as well.
Okay, so we are in the Renault Bryanston on William Nicole, right next to Nicole Shopping Center. Our Instagram page is Motors Renault, and then you'll choose Bryanston or Renault Bryanston. And that's us.
man. You guys have been so warm. Like, yo, the coffee. Bang feel the coffee.
Listen to the coffee.
Wow.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you for coming and talking about the Clio. I mean, hey, that's our baby.
Yeah. Speaking of the Clio,
yeah, let's go review the Clio.
Let's go check it out. What's good?
It's Clio 5 day, and we can't literally go into a dealership Renault and not test out the new Clio 5.
That's correct.
And that's exciting because you know what that means, right? Very, very simple. We want to see this car that was very, very popular with Hans will also be cool with guys and gents though, because a lot of Hans love this car. So I think we might just give it another perspective for all the gents. And you might consider buying it. And when we tell you how much this thing will cost, got top spec.
Beautiful, it's amazing. I can't wait. Let's actually go check it out. Right?
Yeah, can I come in and talk a little bit more about the front?
Let's check it out.
You will go at the back?
Yeah.
Fire.
Sure, hey.
Sharp. So let's grab a look at what's happening in and around the new generation for the Clio 5. I think what's very, very important to notice is the signature lighting. They have what they call the C-shaped. It's very, very signature to, of course, a Renault, and it has daytime running lights. What's cool is that they also have cornering fog lights. So what happens is when you're driving and you're turning, your fog lights turn with you. That is so cool, right? And of course, some headlights come through where they're very active as well in terms of making sure that if you are on bright and then a car comes in front of you, they automatically switch in. Look, it's not really a new feature, but it also is very, very important when you're driving because sometimes you forget to switch off your bright. So that's what's so cool about it. But other than that, I'm loving this car very, very much because it looks a little bit more masculine than the previous generation. But talking about the previous generation, let's go see what the new generation has in the boot. Tuli.
But anyway, guys, we're still here checking out this beautiful Renault 5. Personally, one thing I really like about the back, because the back is really present. We've got something really dope in common. But actually, the first thing that I really like that I picked up is the opening. The boot opening is right here, just on top of the number plate. I think that's actually really dope. Very different. And in the boot space is 391, if I'm not mistaken. 391. I like the fact that you can also even just drop the seats, so they're foldable seats, right? So vacation, vacation, whatever. All your travel stuff can actually fit in here. This is beautiful. And there is this tray that is also definitely movable, so you can choose. There's literally just like 3 options. So either there, or looking at luggage or some of your other stuff that you want to hide here. Hide about looking at your third phone. Anyway, I don't think that's appropriate, but yeah, anyway. And even the spare wheel, the spare wheel, you don't necessarily have to batong. Hey, okay, anyway, spare wheel, you don't even have to put it underneath anymore. It is literally found right inside the car. So upgrading and plus we're getting somewhere. I also like the fact that they're keeping the original, of course, signature Renault feel with a C-shaped light. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful part there. And of course, if you know the Renault 4, you'll know that the handle is right here by the door. So the beautiful thing about that is now it has been incorporated within like the feel of the door. So how say but it's literally just right here. How dope. Anyway, let's go for a pretty drive. Ntle's already waiting inside the car, so let's go.
Tills, what are your impressions of the car inside there, birds?
I'm so happy. Like,
how cool are the headrests?
100%.
Right? They look very, very premium, ne?
They are.
I love the multifunction steering wheel, looks amazing. I love that it's leather wrapped. And of course, we're driving the top of the range. We're driving the top of the range intense, and this is basically kitted with everything. There's a reverse camera, there's a front camera, there's also lane departure assist. So what happens is that it vibrates if you leave the lane, you know what I mean? So which is quite cool. The cool thing the steering wheel looks amazing. Yeah, what vibrates is the steering wheel, just tell you that you are deviating from the lane. But also one of the things that I love about this car is that, dude, it has two USBs in front and a wireless charging.
Wireless charging.
Yeah, it actually works. So
yeah,
that's my thing.
You can charge in the car.
Exactly, and what's cool about it is that you can charge like 3 phones at the same time. And not a lot of cars really have that.
Yeah.
And some of them still have the new USB-Cs, which are a bit difficult to have, and not everyone has them, so you have to buy one. But this one is still the normal USB that we're used to, which is quite cool. I think it's very, very comfortable. I like how the fact that they've put together let's see, there you go, they put together a combination of cloth and leather, which is quite cool.
The leather here is really smooth
and it's plush, and even on the doors I thought that it would be normal plastic, but
you know
it's
what's
not.
my thing? So apparently they've upgraded from the plastic, so this does not only feel a lot more softer, but it also looks a whole lot more plush.
And that's why I was saying, there's honestly, it has really changed. The Clio has a kind of matured. You know, a lot of the hands that drove this car was always about the partying, about the good life, you know what I mean? Which it still has, and which is what I like about the car. But also, what it also has, dude, is that there's a mature feel about it. It has gained such a mature feel about it, and I love that. From the entertainment display, the infotainment system, it looks amazing. Just how it looks, just from the display as well. So I love that as well. Dude, like...
The drive is even just... beautiful.
And they've adjusted the suspension of the vehicle to make sure that it's a bit more stable on the road. It feels stable. I feel like I think because of that, it feels a little bit more rigid than I thought that it would be. But other than that, you can still feel the sense of comfortability. It has a 1-liter turbo engine inside, and which is quite cool because the turbo really kicks in when you need it to. And yeah, man, like, dude, one thing about it now, the pricing. The pricing. So you get three elements, right?
Okay.
You get there's a Zen, you get this one which is an intense. What's the first one again? The first one I forgot. Let me look. We have, okay, let me start that one again, guys. So basically you have 3 derivatives. You have the Life, you have the Zen. The Life, which is the most basic one. You have the Zen, which is the specs in the middle, and then you have this one that we're driving, which is an intense. And obviously it varies in terms of pricing and of course what is standard on the vehicle, and the higher you go up. And the Life actually starts at 304,000 rand.
That's not so bad.
Exactly. If you think about
for a startup car, for a first car, that's not so bad.
A brand new car for 304,000 rand. This is what's so cool about it. I love it. I think the one thing I think would not it's a bit tough for the Clio to sell, and I can bet you even the dealerships, when they talk about it, they will tell you, people want the sunroof.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have a sunroof. So I think that's probably going to be one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the vehicle. If they can just fit a nice sunroof in the vehicle, it will sell like hotcakes. And the reality is that they haven't gotten the automatic as yet. It's not in the country. So you just can only get...
So outside the manual, you will wait.
Exactly. What's going to happen?
It will definitely be catered for in the future.
Yeah,
obviously.
Definitely. So you'll have to maybe just wait a little bit.
This is a beautiful drive.
Yeah, it feels comfortable, right? It's honestly, you can feel that it really absorbs the road, and you don't feel like you're Your spinal cord will vibrate.
You know what I also like? I love the fact that like on the inside, everything in the interior is black.
Yeah.
So when you're driving at night, the ambient lights blow up. The entire car brightens up. So, I mean, you have 3 different modes of the colors, right?
Yeah.
You've got the blue, you've got the green, and you've got the red, I think.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And
so,
also, I think it doesn't adjust to which mode you're driving in.
yes, that's correct. So you can even like, you know, according to if you want to how about your own speciality or your own trademark of the car must just remain blue. Then blue it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Which color would you take?
I think red.
Red, it looks like it's fire.
Red.
Right?
I'm growing into being a red girl.
Oh, okay.
Danger.
Dangerous.
I'm dangerous.
Truly, you are living dangerous.
I see. I'm dangerous.
Yeah. Finally, our action. I can hear you. He's sleeping.
He's sleeping.
Was he Maban? Was he partying or was working? Oh, for once.
Actually, yeah. Yo, and I asked for the babies.
Yo,
Hey, the girlies are crying. Oh, what the fella baby yana bari. No, not really. I have one myself, so why would I?
Oh, not base.
Anyway, what's up, guys? Welcome back. We did like a really dope review.
Just before
this, we did like a really dope review.
Tuli,
and
basically, man.
Kasango.
Jumalang. What's happening? I
can give a motor. Are we not only base? Exactly. It's one base. What's up, Bobby?
good. No, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for
I'm
coming
so
through.
excited, dude. You know what? I was just always wanted to have a sit down with you, bro. Because honestly, I feel like what you are doing and what you're still gonna do, dog.
It's interesting times. It's definitely interesting times.
Interesting times.
Listen, it's
And
interesting
guys,
times.
let me tell you, we are from the same hometown. Well, I was born there.
Yes.
Go Welcome in the Free State.
Yes.
So it's representing all the Free Staters as well. So yeah, big up to him.
Because I was like,
I
was like,
It's a Velcro. Yeah, it's a Velcome
is
boy.
a little
So
bit on our end, but
shout out to the 057, man. Shout out to the 057, man. And what was it like growing down there?
Hey, man,
Welcome in the seconds.
It was good. I think I got to experience a good balance, you know. I think it made me grounded as a person, you know. So when I got to Joburg, I was already humbled, you know. I wasn't big-headed or anything. And it was a simple life, you know. Everything there is simple. You know everyone. You know, it's nothing tricky. But it's a beautiful place to definitely grow up there.
And that's where you fell in love with music, ne?
Definitely in Valcom. I started off liking hip-hop. I didn't really like house music until I heard DJ Kent. It was actually Kenphonic back then. It was Kenphonic back then. I was like, these guys are mixing R&B with house music. It's not the normal one. That time it was deep house. So I was like, okay, this I can vibe with. You know what I'm saying? So that's when the music bug hit me.
That's amazing.
And when did you start making music of your own, rather?
Ooh, matric. Now I'm about to expose my age. 2009. 2009 is when I started making music. And then when I finished matric, I went to go study music at Soul Candy. I was with the likes of Shimza and Cuba. And that's
in the class.
In the class.
You guys okay, I want to ask you a question. Which of both of them, between them, who was the one who was a bit...
Hey,
you see me.
You see me. I like to talk music and music only.
But if you look at it, who?
If you watch the tab, SABC 1, 2, 3, ETV,
Oh man.
I mean, honestly, sometimes you look at them, it's like, we're not doing like I'm rock.
All I'm gonna say was I was top 3.
And none of them were there.
I'm not gonna say anything. I didn't say anything.
Look, it doesn't matter because when I know back,
they're living their best lives. So
honestly speaking.
But I know you love cars. Before we get into your success now, I know you're a huge car fanatic, man. So tell me, if you could describe yourself as a car right now, what car would you be right now?
M5 CS. How about a best of both worlds? Why it's about a best of both
But
worlds?
honestly, I'm going to give you that. Honestly, if I were to buy a car, a BMW,
That's
an
a good
M5 will definitely be there.
That's a
The
good
competition
one.
will definitely be there.
That's
The
a good
M8
one.
will definitely be there. I think in the X6M as well. Yeah, for me, I think that's.
So you're a
it.
BMW guy?
Nope.
No. No. We
I'm
don't-
not a
we don't
BM,
like
but
Mercs.
you know what
We
I
don't
love
like
about
Beamers here.
BMW? What's
Gazala.
changing for me
What?
in terms of BMW? Electric.
Yes.
I think the iX engine, the iX vehicle is beautiful, Joe. It's beautiful.
Have you driven it?
I haven't driven it as yet,
Okay.
but I've seen reviews
Yeah.
and I've seen what it looks like and everything. And I honestly,
And the
I'm-
reviews are pretty dope.
Yeah, the reviews
No
are pretty
lies.
dope.
I've
It's
actually
expensive
seen-
though.
I've actually seen it.
They're
I was
pretty
driving
dope.
on the highway and I
Yeah,
was like,
same here. And you're like,
Really?
which one is this one?
It looks
nice, this
nice.
one.
It looks really
Looks nice.
nice.
So
It
you're
really
a Beamer
does.
person?
family is Merc.
Yeah, same here.
So I grew up Merc, like in
Yeah.
Merc,
Okay.
but I'm like in between.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
different segments, I'll go here. Different segments, I'll go here.
They cater for
actually very
different
valid.
things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
There's-
exactly.
that's true.
I think Merc has definitely been doing the Lord's work lately. So
Oh, it has been doing the Lord's work ever since. guys.
guys, BM is
Aye,
there.
aye.
Don't discredit BM.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I'm starting to give BMW its flowers while it's still
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, no. It does good. Where
Yeah, you
where
know
it
what I
like
mean.
really does good. One of they do exceedingly
Yes.
well.
Yeah, and I
And
think
it
they're
looks
going
better
to.
for me in general.
Yeah.
It looks better in general.
Yeah, because I think now Mercedes is just like, you know, the Russian doll effect
Yeah.
where this one, there's a big one and then the small one comes on somewhere.
And they start looking the same. You don't even know if it's a C-Class,
That's all,
E-Class,
E-Class, yeah,
S-Class.
they really- Just check the back of the
Really?
Just change the back.
Yeah.
Even the back will be confusing
It
there.
will be confusing. It is.
So when did you start falling in love with cars, man? How did that happen? And yeah.
I've always liked cars. I mean, I remember growing up just always falling in love. So in Valcom, we've got Pakisa Raceway.
Yeah.
So I used to always go and watch cars, motorbikes, like all of that. And Top Gear, also growing up with Top Gear.
yes.
Fortunate enough to have friends that their parents had money, so they had nice cars. So we used to be picked up in the cars, and I used to be like, okay, it has this feature.
Yeah.
What feature is this?
Yeah.
It can plug a phone to thing. Okay, so I've always had a love for cars ever since I was a kid.
Nice. That's amazing.
dope.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think of the dealership, Bryanston?
First time here, I got to check out some of the cars. The new Clio, I didn't even know. The new Clio looks so nice.
It does,
Right?
Guys,
Right?
yo, she's
Right.
the girl she thinks she is.
No,
Yeah, I believe
is.
that as well. And honestly, I mean, we've spoken about it on the review. The
Yeah.
center console for me is amazing. It feels good. I love the headrests. They look amazing. It looks very upmarket now.
Yes,
And I
yes,
love that, you
yes.
know? And
Also re-up. What's about re-up?
exactly.
I
Definitely.
can make over you.
It's a nice
makeover
makeover.
any date.
Literally.
Yeah, and I know it's gonna sell. With the price point, that thing
Definitely.
is definitely going to do the most.
Yeah.
Now let's get into Osama Joe. Oh, and I know for a fact that
Life changing,
Life
right?
changing.
There is a life-changing song, man. I
Yeah.
didn't see it coming. You know, it was like even now it's still doing things. Like so it did. So obviously Osama was released last year September, and it just took off. You know. And ever since then, like I've been able to tour the world. I'm still currently touring the world.
Yeah.
And then now in America and the rest of the world, it's starting to pick up. So
yeah.
things are starting to get very interesting.
But people, I think the people had a lot of contention about the language. Please tell people that it's not a real language.
You see the first problem. People thought I was singing. Okay. I'm sure you know now. It's Ziggs that is singing the song.
Yeah.
Me, I just do the toot behind the scenes. It's not a language. Because even when I heard it the first time, I was like, oh, this is nice, but I didn't know.
What do you saying?
I was like, this guy is probably Swahili.
Yeah.
It's probably something. So I thought, Zakhelo Ziggs knows how to speak another language. Kanti, he came up with it. I was like, dope. But it's interesting because like every time I play the song, I'm always watching everyone when they're singing, and I'm just like, it's dribbling us 10-0 here.
Now there was a point where I was saying Makula, Makula, and I was like, that's the only thing I know.
Even for the song to be called Osama.
Yeah.
So when it was sent to me, it didn't have a title, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was listening to the song. There's a part where it says, "Oh, so no, go on." So I was like, it sounds like Osama. So I changed
Oh,
it
really?
and I said Ziggs Osama.
Yeah.
And that's
then
how
I
the
played,
name
and that's how the
came
name
out.
came out.
Crazy.
Yes, because I thought you were saying Osama, and he's not saying Osama.
When was that moment when you actually realized, oh, shucks, this is like a big song?
August.
Yeah.
Unye. started getting shared.
yeah.
I was like,
that video went
we've got
viral,
something.
right?
And trust me, like even now, I was showing Claire that a video that was taken last night in Paris. Huge crowd.
Really?
Awesome. I was like, yeah, no. This song is really taking off.
And I think,
crazy,
I think
dude.
your story is very, very interesting because you've been in this industry for like 12 years now.
12 years.
And only after that 12th year, like honestly, you have that break, you know what I mean? And we were talking about it, like in terms of how you didn't give up. And I think a lot of people who are in the industry who are still pushing it, people going beyond 12 years and they're thinking to themselves, shit, and will I ever make it, dude? I want to hear from you. What are some of your words? And what has kept you going, dog, for the whole 12 years?
So, it's important to know that progress is very important, no matter how small it is. And throughout the 12 years, I've always been progressing. So for me, that's what kept me going. It was the fact that I was doing things, I remember my first international gig was, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah.
So I've been, achieving certain goals and always trying to improve myself. So what I did was, what most people don't know, Kasango only started in 2020. I went under a different name prior. So I said, okay, you know what? I need a revamp. So I came up with Kasango because I wanted to focus on the Afro-tech scene, which is a scene that's growing worldwide. It's basically a fusion of African sounds and techno. And it's a sound that is not going anywhere, It's been here. Techno is a sound, it doesn't just change. It's not like, who can it come and then come goes out and then come up and, no, this sound is going to be the next thing. So, and I fell in love with it because it could take me around the world.
Nice one.
Dude. You're so inspirational.
Kasango, I want to find out from you, dog. Like now that you're popping, and I know the racks are coming up, you are doing international. Which car are you going for? What's your next car?
Actually, if you were to buy a car now, forget the price tag. If you were to buy a car now.
If I was to buy a car right now, it's the M5 CS. Listen, guys, that car is a complete car. It keeps up with supercars. It's got 5 seats. It's got a boot. It's got a rear seat entertainment. Well, does it with the carbon seats? No, I don't think it does. But for me, I've always fell in love with the M5. So if money wasn't an object, it would be the M5.
You're not going to go into supercar, hypercar vibes.
Okay, I would say
Pagani.
McLaren. I fell in love with McLaren. 765 LT.
Oh, nice.
Spider is what I would get. Because that thing just looks mean. And I've seen it, And then maybe a Tesla there.
Yeah.
I've been in a Tesla.
Really?
Guys, we need Teslas in SA. Elon.
That's
one thing I like also about the music, it allows me to travel and see things. And one thing I realize, in every country I see, there's different car manufacturers that we don't even get here. So when you go to Europe, there's Toyotas that we don't get here. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I'd have my dream car collection would be one one electric, one sedan, and one super hyper car. Those 3, then I'm okay.
Which sounds very fair.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
My daily driver is a young electro, electric, and then long distance is the M5 CS, and then the weekend is the hypercar.
Dope,
It's like that. That is amazing. And I know you're going to be traveling all over the world. Where will Kasango be in the next couple of months or so?
Okay, so in the next few weeks, I'll be going to Qatar, I'll be going to France, I'll be going to Portugal, I'll be going to Switzerland, I'll be going to Swaziland, I'll be going to Uganda, I'll be going to Mexico, I'll be going to America, I'll be going to Netherlands, I'll be going to Nigeria, and I'll be going to Spain. So those are the places I'm looking forward to going.
Hi, passport gang.
Listen, Funama stamps.
Honestly.
Nice.
That's good, dude. You're doing
I'm
very
excited.
well.
Congratulations,
And we hope
dog.
that, whatever you do from now onwards is just going to be like greatness only, dude.
Man.
And don't stop. Keep pushing.
Never. I think
Keep pushing.
One of the things that I'm grateful for is the fact that, for me, music was one of the things that got me out of so much depression and all of those things. So when I'm in those spaces, I let music heal me. So And I love it, man. It's not something I don't see myself quitting anytime soon.
Nice
You
one.
know, and exciting things are gonna come for me. So.
And I know you just
Definitely.
released a song with TNS quickly.
So yes, I have a song with TNS out called Sikelela, featuring Bukeka. I have a song that was released with Citizen Deep and Bukeka called Ilizwi.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of projects that are coming, and I'm dropping my main project around May, June.
Nice.
That's the one you guys must look out for.
Looking out for it.
Yeah.
Looking out for
And
it.
if anyone wants to reach you up on social media,
Okay, so it's KasangoMusic on Instagram. It's KasangoMusic on Twitter. It's Kasango on Facebook. You know what? Just if you're on Twitter,
Kasango.
when you're on Twitter, or
Kasango.
there's a link there. You see that link? It will give you all those things.
nice one.
All
of them.
All
All
of
of them. Nice one, man.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
joining
much
us.
for joining
It was so
us.
fun being here, and shout out, guys. I'm part of the car gang on MacG.
He's a rider, definitely.
He's definitely. You are a certified rider now.
I know I'm a rider, guys.
Yeah.
Get to see this face.
I like the confidence. It's a good confidence. But guys, well, that brings us to the end of the show.
Yeah.
It's been amazing, right?
It has been. It has been. I must say, though, like I was saying a little bit earlier on, today feels a little bit, offish because, of course, we lost someone that's really dope in the game, So a lot of the things that are feeling a little bit out of place, a lot of people are not feeling entirely themselves.
Yeah.
So we're just hoping everyone is holding up all right. Reach out if you need help, if you feel like you're not yourself. There's a whole lot of hotlines that you can hit up. Hit up a friend, family member if you feel like there's no one else for you. I don't know, man. There must be someone out there that can help. So you're never alone. There's always a shoulder that's there for you. And we're also here for you if you feel like, you can count on me and Nkle. We are definitely here for you as well.
And Kasango.
Nkle.
And
And Kasango as well. Nkle na clearly
yes.
Harikeni.
No, you hit me up. I won't answer you immediately, but I'll answer you.
No, but for real, you